Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 17th of April. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give an overview that we can all collectively relate to. Of course, this week sees an enormous event with the solar eclipse, the first of the year, right on the last degree, which is a critical degree in astrology, 29 degrees Aries, the anaretic point, but squaring up with the mighty but tiny Pluto. What does that mean? We also have Mercury slamming on the brakes the next day on Friday through to the middle of May in the sector of everyday money. But actually Mercury forges a very constructive link this week with the feisty Mars, so I need to share that with you. But if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new to my channel, it's great to have you with us. I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. So let's just explore what we start this week. We have the Sun and we also have Jupiter and Chiron in the sign of Aries. And if you recall, right at the start of Aries season, we had a new moon. So what makes this week really notable is the second new moon in the sign of Aries in a month. So really rare. And Aries energy is about freshness. It's about initiation, drive. It's the start zodiac sign. And it's where we really get things going. It's that germination energy. But sometimes that means, a bit like the Fool card, we have to take a step into the unknown. But the other way that we can use Aries energy is to inject greater drive and fire, because of the fire nature of this sign, into ongoing plans. So it doesn't have to be a start plan. But because the Sun moves on Thursday, immediately after the eclipse, into the sign of Taurus, joining up with, of course, Mercury, the North Node and Uranus, I feel that whatever ideas we're germinating this week, they need to in some ways be ones that can then pretty immediately become more tangible. So it's not just about the thrust, it is about what we can actually manifest into something more tangible and lasting. Where does Pluto fit into this? Well, I feel that there could be some pain with the gain, because when the Sun and Pluto are squaring as they are this week within 3 degrees, we can get some growing pains. We could resist some change that we need to make, cling on to what we think is important to us, but somehow or another events can seem to have an impact on us which doesn't necessarily make it feel like we're in control, because Pluto is a lot about control. So just be conscious of that. There are some complexities there. But if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand what more serious astrology can do for you personally, if you give me 3 pieces of your birth data of time, date and place of birth, or if you only have your date and place, I can produce for you either my natal life roadmap report, which will help you to get a much more intimate understanding of the patterns that have played out in your life, but also work with them more closely future forwards. But both analyses, the second is based on the Sun as the ascendant, but both these analyses can be complemented with 30% off with my 12-month personal forecast. Again, totally unique to you, and these can give you searing insights into when you make your moves. If you're someone who's really into YouTube videos, the solar package will work really well for you. If you have some sense of your ascendant and more serious astrology, stick to the standard package. But please see the link below for more. So Libra, your week commencing the 17th of April forecast sees the Sun, Jupiter and Chiron still in house 7. And of course that wonderful fusion of the Sun and Jupiter, even if you didn't meet somebody, even if it didn't give you a particular boost in an existing relationship, I think what it's done, all the publicity around it, has made you much more conscious, if that is possible, about how you reach that connection point to others. Because I think it's something that Libran people have a real sort of investment in, because it's very much part, particularly if you're a Libra and ascendant, of how you meet the world. But of course the solar eclipse is also in this sector but clashes with Pluto. So we have to think of this solar eclipse, even though it is in Aries, in that 29-degree position, is really being an 8th house energy with the 5th house of Pluto. So around relationships, if there is politics, possessiveness, control, any kind of leverage, that's something that you're really going to want to use the eclipse to push back upon. But then the sun speeds later that day into house 8, picking up with Uranus, the North Node, and of course Mercury goes retrograde on the Friday. So the 8th house can be about financial investments, it can be about property matters, insurance, can be about legacies, real estate in all its broader sense. And of course Mercury can slow things down. But also Mercury gives us an opportunity to think about things in a different way. And I think if you're working in a business partnership, for example, that may be one that will need some care with this set of energies. But I think in a personal relationship, what you're probably looking for is a commitment that goes beyond just the beautiful words. So as the planets all dive deep towards the end of this week, that's what you need, is substance. But with Mars high in the heavens, forging such an impressive link with Mercury earlier in the week, if you have some important discussions to undertake, I think you can come across with real authority, and that will please you, because I think there's part of you that does get frustrated that you do get caught up in other people's stories and being being a people pleaser. And I think it's really about trying to make sure that your boundaries are strong, but even so, the exchange that goes on between you and others needs to be more substantive and deeper at this particular juncture of the year. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Please like, comment or subscribe.